Hello, we are back with another My Opinion video. This one is about Garden Warfare. Plants vs. Zombies, 2 videos ago I made My Opinion Plants vs. Zombies, but today we're going to talk about Garden Warfare. This is a game that I absolutely love. This game is an absolute classic for me. I have a lot of fun with it. I don't really play it much today. It's just very unfortunate. I used to play the first one. I played the crap out of that game. That was so fun. Then the second one came out and I was like, it's okay. I played a little bit of it, I didn't really get too into it. And then Battle for Neighborville came out and I was like, yay, it's awesome. Yeah, and then, they kind of stopped updating that game and it just kind of dried out. I did like their little campaign story stuff with the third one. I thought that was pretty interesting. But yeah, so we have to talk about the plants and the zombies because each and every game they add new plants and new zombies, and I think they're really unique. I genuinely kind of like just the 4 characters from the original game: Pea Shooter, Sunflower, Cactus Chomper, Scientist, All-Star, Engineer, Foot Soldier. All 8 of those characters brilliant. The second game, I believe, added Superstar, or wait, no, not Superstar. The superhero guy, the imps, and what was the other one? Oh, the pirate, yeah. And then on the plants, it was corn, rose, and orange. They were good characters. They definitely changed up the gameplay for sure, but again, not as good as the original 4. And then I think the latest game, Battle for Neighborville, added dragon. They added the dragon fruit guy, the mushroom, and what was the other one? I cannot remember. Ooh, I cannot remember. Acorn. That's what it was. Acorn. But yeah. And then on the zombies, they had the 80s action hero, and then they had the space cadet, and then the disco girl. But yeah, no, not my favorite characters, really. If ever I play Battle for Neighborville, those are never characters I play. I'm always using either Engineer or Pea Shooter, and in the original game I mostly use Foot Soldier. But something that I'm really disappointed that Battle for Neighborville really didn't do, and one thing I did like about the game, obviously, was its campaign. Not campaign, but you know what I'm saying, like the single player aspect of the game. Another thing I quite liked about it was the sprinting mechanic. I think it's kind of weird going from Battle for Neighborville and you can like sprint and then go on and play the first game, and you can't. You just have to have a movement transportation on your character. But yeah. Now, each character in the first and second game, and then Battle for Neighborville just completely removed, was character variations. You could get different versions of characters like Pea Shooter. You could get, say, a fire Pea Shooter and an ice Pea Shooter, let's just say, for example. And I won't lie, some of them could get pretty busted, especially the Super Commando, I believe that's his name, on the Foot Soldier. Really broken, especially if you hit all of your shots. You can take out a plant in basically 2 or 3 shots if you hit every shot. So it's crazy. But yeah, I think the first game had it pretty well. I really do miss that, especially for Battle for Neighborville. However, I do think they could be onto something there because, yeah, they could be pretty busted. Like, regular Pea Shooter, it might do more damage than the fire Pea Shooter or the ice Pea Shooter, but the ice Pea Shooter is like, if you hit multiple shots in a row, it immediately freezes someone, and you can't do anything about it. And then with the fire, it's just like, hey, you're taking extra damage, and you can't do anything about it. So it's really annoying, but it can be fine. Next up, we have to talk about the customization of characters. Something that all 3 games have had. Really, really fun and enjoyable. Kind of makes you stand out from every other player. You know what I'm saying? Every character has different customizations, different sets. I really like the sets. I think those are pretty cool. I really enjoy how you buy things in the first 2 games. Was like the random packs that you could get. Yeah, you could get like these packs, and you could get like 5 customization stuff for your characters. and they just kind of casually completely removed that from the Battle for Neighborville. They were just like, hey, spend 15,000 coins so you can get one customization. When in like original games you could get like, I don't know, 3 or 4 for 15,000. So it's, you know, again, not the greatest fan of Battle for Neighborville, but it's okay. Yeah, next up we have to talk about the different game modes and the gameplay, of course. So, Plants vs. Zombies, the main game mode, main 2 game modes I suppose, is Team Vanquish, you know, casual team deathmatch, first to 50 kills wins the game. Pretty simple, pretty basic. The only reason I don't really play that is because you don't get many coins or XP from it. Really disappointing. And then the main game mode is Garden and Graveyards, which is basically in the first game they okay, here's what I did like about the second one, and I'll get to that in a minute. However, the first one was plants had to defend a base and the zombies had to go attack, and you know, it was after the zombies attacked a base and they successfully captured it, they'd have to move on to another one and another one and another one until they're done and they win, unless the plants are able to successfully defend it, and then they win. However, with Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 1, it was only plants defending and zombies attacking, whereas Plants vs. Zombies 2 is kind of like, hey, let's give the zombies a chance to defend and plants to attack, which I thought was really cool, and really just kind of disappointed that they they didn't do that in the second one. Another thing I did like about Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2 was their single-player garden or graves protection. You could, you know, kind of play a single-player match, and you could grab like 3 bots to join your team, and you would kind of just defend a garden or grave, and it was pretty fun. But yeah, gameplay, everything was, you know, was pretty good. Some characters were a little bit busted over others. In the first 2 games, I feel like that was pretty unfair. Some characters were just plain bad in Battle for Neighborville, especially, some of y'all might hate on me for this, but the wizard, I didn't like him. I especially like the weed and the smoke weed every day, and the TV zombie characters, really not interesting at all. But anyway, game modes, in terms of special game modes, all 3 games do pretty well on this. The first game had, you know, pretty unique game modes. Gnome Bomb, I thought, you know, it wasn't like nothing new, but I think just like the concept of a gnome as a bomb was crazy. The taco attack game, very interesting. You had to like go steal a taco and bring it back to a UFO. Awesome game mode, brilliant. Yeah, I cannot remember what else but the first game. Gardens, you know, there was like the protecting the garden or the grave, but that was with multiplayer. You could do it single player, but it was not as fun. And then second game, I can't remember too many crazy game modes. However, they would have like these weekly events, and it was like a special game mode. Pretty fun. You could unlock special rewards for that stuff. I believe they had this really cool system. Not system. I keep saying system, but really cool mechanic where you could like go around collecting gnomes, and you could lock cosmetics for it, and eventually you could like go to this realm of the gnomes, and it was like an infinite survival type deal. And the more you survived, the better the rewards you would get. So that was pretty fun. I didn't find that too entertaining. Stuff like endless survival to me just isn't that fun. That's why I really don't play Call of Duty Zombies, is mainly because it's just infinite loop after loop after loop. You might be unlocking stuff, but it's just really not fun during the process. But yeah, and then of course number 3, I believe the only really good game mode is like the Thunderdome, where it's like a 4-on-4 team deathmatch. And yeah, I think it's just really fun. And then yeah, so that's about it for game modes. We now have the maps. The first game had really basic and simple maps, but I definitely feel that they're just very memorable. They're just very memorable. You know, you could show me a picture of the map and I could just tell you immediately what the name of it is. But yeah, it's crazy maps. Not too much on the first game though. Second game, it goes all out. They don't care. They don't care about physics. We're going crazy. I know the second game has a lot to do with like time travel and stuff, because I know there's like a whole map about like medieval. There's like a whole medieval map. There's a I believe there's like an ice village map. That's pretty cool. I quite like that map a lot. And then there's like a gnome amusement park map. That's pretty cool too. But yeah, pretty decent maps on the second one. Can't remember too much about them though. And then in the third one, I feel like there could be more. There could be more maps than there are, because there's really not many. I believe I can only remember four or five, and they're not that great. They're just kind of plain, kind of boring. Again, nothing too memorable about it, but you know, they're okay, I guess. And then yeah, last up, I kind of just want to talk nostalgia. I believe Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 1 came out in 2014, which is crazy. That was 8 years ago. And I hopped on a match a day ago just to see if anybody was still playing it, and surprisingly, they still are. I think that's pretty crazy. I think the game is still fun. It still plays really well. But yeah, I love this game so much. This would be like the only game I'd play. You know, I'd wake up in the morning and I'd be like, hey, time for some Plants vs. Zombies, and that's what I'll do. I'd just play all day. I was addicted. I admit it. I was addicted to Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare. It was great. It was great. I had like a really high level. I thought it was like the highest level in the world, but I wasn't even like that high of a level at all. There was like a level where you could like straight up get a free character for the next game, but I guess I never got that. So yeah, I think that just about wraps this up. If you have anything you'd like me to go over, anything at all, really, I'll review anything: movies, TV shows, games, food, books, you know, whatever. Thank you for watching.